Lunch today is brought to you by the Blue Plate lunches at Burgers Blues Barbecue in Dogwood, Flowood. Lunch today brought to you by the Blue Plates at Burgers Blues Barbecue, Dogwood, Flowood. Go ahead and order some onion rings for the table, and then everybody get a Blue Plate. Okay, that's a win. Onion rings for the table, because that's easy. And they're amazing. And people screw them up. You know, we've talked about this, and I can't handle it. But anyway, Blue Plates, powered by Burgers Blues Barbecue, Dogwood, Flowood. You know, they have Blue Plate specials each day, but they also have a couple of Blue Plates that are available all day each weekday, including hamburger steak plate. And this and all Blue Plate specials are only $12.50. Come with your choice of a roll or cornbread, tea, and 2 sides. The sides include mac and cheese, which is amazing there. Blake put me on that, and I know Jackson loves some mac and cheese. Baked beans, coleslaw, potato salad, fries, salad, rice and gravy, and steamed broccoli. I love their steamed broccoli at Burgers, Blues, and Barbecue.
Drilled it.
Dogwood, Flowood. So
Smash me a Dirty Bird wrap.
Did you?
They really, it's
one of the best sandwiches in the state of Mississippi.
It's taken over. It's above the Highway 61 Bacon and Blue. As a go-to.
Has it really?
I think so. I really think it's
Do you now have it ranking?
Yeah, I think so.
You got to get it with fried chicken.
Yeah,
not grilled. I mean the grilled's good.
Sure,
but you got to get it with fried.
I don't know what they're putting on that thing, but
it's called awesome.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
I mean, I could eat that daily.
It's kind of like those onion rings. The onion rings, you know, they're top 5 in the state, and there are some amazing places there are some places who make amazing onion rings. Burgers, Blues, Barbecue, Dogwood, Flowood onion rings are ridiculous.
I don't even like onion rings,
and they're fabulous.
They're very good.
But Mackenzie does.
She does. She makes me eat them.
All right. That's well, we don't know what we're going to do with Jackson. We've got, you know, his first time around, his nickname was Double Down because he was always betting. And then it was ice cream drinks, kind of out of the Tito's White Russian, but several other things.
Sure.
Because he loves sweets and he drinks like he's pledging a sorority. And then we've got Brad or someone on the text line that calls him commish. Were you the Oh, you're the commissioner of the kickball league.
That's it.
Okay, but then we've got snacks because he likes to get up at 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. He still has a college fridge in his bedroom, which is amazing.
Staple.
But his girlfriend's moved in. We don't know how long that's going to be in there. I don't think much longer.
Well,
but he keeps banana pudding in there. He said he keeps ice cream bars.
Oh, yeah. Ice cream up in the little. It's got a little pocket freezer thingy up on the top right. Oh yeah.
And then you have pasta in there.
Pasta. I got some almond milk because I keep a box of cereal back there just in case.
Are you serious?
Oh, for the longest time I had paper plates. You know, the little paper bowls or whatever. Some of those had some plastic silverware. That way I could just drill a bowl of cereal whenever.
I got you.
Those toward that.
You have ants in your bedroom?
No, Lord, no.
Okay.
Too many dogs for that. They're going to eat anything that falls.
Oh.
So there's never any.
I don't want food in my room.
Nah,
I just don't.
I understand that. Also,
I don't
understand.
It's just not my. I don't eat anything at that time of night anyway. But
2 p.m. 2 a.m. Where else are you going to eat?
I can't. You still can. I can't.
So it's the fridge. Is there no way around this? It's inevitable that it'll be.
I think it's going to the man room.
Yeah, I could buy it because that's. I don't know, man. See, the way I have it right now, I don't have to take any steps. I just twist.
I can't believe that you can. I remember being young and being able to eat and go to bed. I do remember those days.
Yeah.
Smash whatever, midnight, college, post college for several years.
Right.
Eat, go, but I was never a big eater at at 11 or 12 or 1. I mean, 2, 3. Now I think about it, but
sometimes it just takes over.
But now I know I can't. I mean, you can't. No, can't do it.
Like when he sent me home with all those desserts, that dessert tray.
Yeah, Wendy made that dessert tray for you. That was brownies,
So good.
and cookies, and
what was that one thing on there?
that caramel chocolate.
Yeah.
It was almost like a fudge, but it was a brownie. It was
So
fabulous.
good.
But it's good that we get them out of the house because that way I'm not going to eat them.
Right.
And
I mean, you do know those never left the bedroom. I mean, they came to the bedroom and stayed.
Oh, did they?
Oh yeah. I mean, because access. I need easy access.
Okay.
Convenience.
Okay. Speaking of convenience, let's talk Mike Elko.
Convenience.
We've got some audio where the Texas A&M coach, they had a big win against LSU. And, I mean, between Marcel Reed doing some cool stuff in the second half and that A&M defense turning over Nussmeier, they got a big win. They're undefeated in the conference. We said this right when he was hired. He's an adult.
Yeah.
They made the right hire, and he's going to win there. I mean, we have been saying that forever since Jackie Sherrill. I know. R.C. Slocum, nice guy, underachieved. Francione, not sure what went on there because he's a good coach. I mean, he left Alabama to take the A&M coach. That's to take the A&M job after winning 10 games at Bama. That's how bad he wanted out of Tuscaloosa. Kevin Sumlin was never going to work. He's not an adult. And Jimbo Fisher was never going to work because he's not either. But Mike Elko decided to take a shot at Jimbo Fisher postgame after A&M beat the LSU Tigers. And you totally screwed that up. Snacks.
I think it's the way we talk to the young people. I think the things that we talk about, the messaging, how we bring really good people into the building. We talk about doing things together. We talk about culture, and everyone talks about it. But then we go out and we live it every day. And I think we back up our actions. We're very honest. We're very open. And this is a real program. It's not fake. It's not a politician running this program, talking fast and BSing everybody. This is a real program. And for all the recruits out there, this is a real place. And if you want to be really good at football, I think
He just threw Jimbo Fisher out with the bathwater. How about that saying? I mean, holy smokes. And Mike Elko worked under Jimbo Fisher. Jimbo hired him from Notre Dame to be the DC before Elko left to go to Duke for a couple years as the head coach to eventually come back. What I think he realized is he walked in the building and the culture was rotten. And as Tom Luganbill said, he just sat down with players left and right and just said, here's how it's going to be. If you need to leave, leave. But there will be discipline and accountability. And players aren't going to run the program. And even with NIL, and I hear this from people, players are going to run the program and handlers and agents. They're not. I mean, they can run your program. You won't be any good.
Right.
You won't be any good. If you want entitled players and handlers and agents and all that running your program, you won't win. Or you can be a big boy like Mike Elko, who looks like he, runs a $400 million concrete company and wakes up at 5 a.m. and has worked all his life for his family and is just rock solid.
You're telling me this guy wouldn't have McConaughey on the sideline talking to the quarterback?
No, he would not have McConaughey. He's not worried about celebrities coming in on Friday night. He's worried about coaching ball, and he was already considered a top 10 defensive coordinator in the country. Then he got a shot at Duke, won, which is not easy. Found Riley Leonard, kudos. And he understands staffing, too, because he made some good hires around him. He checks all the boxes.
They're going to beat Texas. They're going to beat Texas this year.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure I'm ready to go there, but they're still trying to figure out at QB.
They haven't played the
But
best ball.
I do give them credit. Connor Wigman is kind of in and out. And, hey, they made the move to Marcel Reed on Saturday night, and give them
Big
credit.
time.
Colin Klein dialed up some damn zone read, and they wore LSU out. Brian Kelly was mad as a hornet. I watched his post game, and he was like, hell, we couldn't stop him.
Like,
And they knew what was coming. I mean, he doesn't throw the football.
no.
So they knew, everybody in the building knew what was coming.
That's right.
But he's SEC Coach of the Year right now.
Even over Vandy? Clark
No,
Lee?
I'll give Clark Lee a lot of credit for hiring Tim Beck.
Too bad.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Anyway, the offensive coordinator from New Mexico State, along with Diego Pavia, along with also Jerry Kill, who was the head coach, who's now his kind of chief of staff or executive something, council. But,
A&M won that ball game and landed 3 4-star recruits overnight.
dude, they've always had players.
So many.
They've always had. Mike Sherman left Kevin Sumlin. I forgot about him, by the way.
Yeah.
I went Jackie Sherrill. Texas had to run him out because he beat them 5 times in a row. So they got him on, a spare tire, a Diet Coke, and a cheeseburger. He would have gone on to win big. R.C. Slocum was just kind of Mark Rick. Then Francione. Mike Sherman couldn't get it all together as a head coach, but was a recruiting phenom. Left Kevin Sumlin an insane roster, which was Johnny Mansell and Mike Evans and that left tackle who went number 1. And, dudes left and right. And Kevin won for 2 years and then ran it into the ground because Kevin doesn't have the discipline off the field. And then Jimbo, did what he did. So Mike Elko's going to win. I think they've got their guy. We've been talking about it forever. And that's a problem in the SEC because they have everything they need. And I've always thought they're a little bit tougher, more down to earth and focused than Texas. And you're right, he's not going to have a Matthew McConaughey on his sideline talking to his quarterback because he would go over there and literally clothesline that
Yeah, I was
guy.
about to say he's going to punch him.
I mean, Mike Elko, you see how he looks. Looks like he's built like a dump truck. Looks like he's about 265.
Yes.
And we've talked about how he looks like he grinded through some JUCO
Oh, yeah.
at defensive, maybe nose guard. And
Yeah, you can't tell me that he didn't have multiple fist fights.
played on ligament tears.
Yeah.
Didn't care.
Ate dirt.
Smashed Budweiser's after they won JUCO. But the funny part is he played at Penn
I know.
in the Ivy League,
That's crazy.
even though he looks like he's from West Texas. And his dad owned a ranch and whatever.
I mean, it looks like you would drill the Budweiser, then like slam it against his forehead.
Right.
That guy,
Yeah,
which I love.
absolutely.
He looks like he faces Budweiser. Yeah, Bud Heavies.
Doesn't even think twice about it.
No. Is a Bud Heavy.
I had an ice cold Budweiser at Sacred Ground yesterday, the new restaurant by Derek Emerson in Pocahontas.
Do you get more points for grounding at Sacred Ground?
Actually, now that you say that, I think I do.
I mean, I think you should.
We're thinking about there's only two members of the Pocahontas Country Club,
Right.
and it's Scott Bates and I.
Yeah.
We created this thing 15 or 16 years ago and haven't really found anybody else that's worthy of it. I think now that Derek opened up Sacred Ground in Pocahontas, he's got to be the third member of the Pocahontas Country Club.
Well, I mean, it's a great place to meet.
It is.
So, I mean, he's kind of.
So I think we're going to swear him in.
Yeah. Ooh, I'd love to see the whatever the swearing of is, like what the lyrics of the swearing are.
Yeah, we'll have to write something down.
Yeah. ChatGPT will help you out.
Oh, it will.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, do we have the Matt Rule audio? All right, we are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Most of you don't know or care who this is, but I thought it was a really good post-game presser from Matt Rule. Okay, Nebraska almost beat Ohio State.
They did.
He's going to build this through the high school ranks. They're going to dabble in the portal. This is the way to go, by the way. Some fan bases have been skewed. And again, what happened over the weekend, 74% of the best high school recruiter won the game. So it's trending between 74 and 78%. But this is Matt Rule talking about Nebraska and where they're going and how they had that game won.
The hardest part of what we did when we went to Temple and what we did when we went to Baylor was getting guys not to say, oh, here we go again, and getting guys not to expect to lose. Getting everyone, including the people around the program, not to focus always on what's wrong, but what's right, right? And that's hard, right? You're constantly talking to your staff, your coaches, players. Last week was a low for us since we've been here. Because the minute the game got hard, we kind of looked around like, oh no, what's happening to us? Kind of victims, like, yeah, this is happening to us. And this was a hard week. This was a hard week. But a week that I knew, because of my experiences, we would turn into something good. We would teach. The players would see us, instead of us being defensive as things are said, they would see us stand like men. You know, anyone can just be defensive. Like, just stand like men in front of them, not blame the players, but work hand in hand with them. And we expected to come here and win the football game. We expected to win. And so I say this, to me, it's so hard because you don't want it to sound like a moral victory because we lost. And we're not here to lose. We're the University of Nebraska. We're not here to lose. But in terms of the development and growth of what you're trying to build, because while the world and everyone wants things to happen quickly, if you want it to be sustainable, if you want it to last forever, you have to do it the right way. I get asked a lot of questions about, why aren't we doing it this way, that way? We're trying to build something sustainable. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Who knows? A lot of you guys have seen a lot of guys come here try to do it and it hasn't worked. So I'm trying it a different way. I was proud of that football team today. I was proud. They didn't back down. They had some really tough breaks. They had some things really go against them, even the way we started. And they competed. It was the first time. It's the first time. It's the first time since I've been here that I felt a championship mindset in the locker room. Along with the championship mindset, as those who compete know, comes utter disappointment when you lose. So that part's hard. It's hard for the guys. But I saw a group of guys, even at the very end, take the field, going out there to make one more play, have a chance to compete against one of the best teams in the country. So I thought they grew up. I challenged them. It better look this way next week. Some of the football still's tough. It's hard. You're literally, you have some of our administrators that hear me on the field. I'm still, you got some young guys out there. You're still coaching things out there in the middle of the game that in a year or two you hope that it's second nature. It's just what it is. But for those of us who believe in the long way, the hard way, for those of us who haven't had things handed to us, for those of us who believe in building, for those people who believe in putting in an honest day's work, like I hope while they're disappointed, they're proud of what they saw, of what they competed. And while I yelled at the officials sometimes and all that, our players didn't let it bother them. Our players just continued to compete. Thought we played with class and dignity. We had a chance to win. So I know that's long. I know it's hard. I don't say that to justify what we're doing. I'm saying that so our players will understand why I'm so proud. Not satisfied. That's very, very, very important. There are no moral victories, but proud.
All right, so that was Matt Rule, the head coach at Nebraska, after they lost 21-17 to Ohio State. They held Quinshon Judkins to 10 carries for 29 yards, and Travion Henderson, they're both five-star boy wonder running backs, and Travion Henderson to 10 carries for 25 yards.
Unreal.
Okay? All right, so 2.7 yards per carry for the two five-star, and I know Quinshon wasn't out of high school, but he plays like one. Oh, man. Running backs. And Nebraska's still trying to figure it out, but I thought that was pretty good. And I love what he said. We need to focus on what's right, not what's wrong all the time. And I thought about Jeff Lebby. He needs to be up there next year or the next in one of those moments where he's like, hey, These guys are starting to figure it out. They're starting to get it, and we're close, and we're starting to learn how to win. Nebraska's still 5-3. They've gone through 14 coaches post Tom Osborne. They can't get out of their own way, and Rule is building this through. They're crazy to not give him some time, but he's building it through the high school ranks, the majority of it. And just the week before, they were embarrassed by Indiana, 56-7. And they came back and they had a chance to beat Ohio State, and it was a hell of a football game, and Ohio State won. But it is something to keep an eye on, I think. They play UCLA this weekend at home. And if they continue to keep their guard up, UCLA may be in a bad spot because Nebraska may really start to kind of figure it out. You're in a major rebuild at Mississippi State for a variety of reasons. Moorhead, Leach, the fact that Leach didn't recruit well and he didn't staff well, but also that he could just win, but that he passed away on the job. You had to name Arnett so you had to rent a coach for a year. And now you have, and this is not Arnett's fault. I see these posts on Six Pack and Gene's page of Arnett. Arnett didn't do any,
No.
you're misguided. You don't get it. They just had to do what they had to do at a time when things hit the fan. Stuff hit the fan. So it's unprecedented. I mean, coaches for the most of the last 100 years in college football, coaches don't die on the job. And so that sets you back. And then Lebby you're going to have to go through this process because Lebby's going to have to develop as a head coach. He didn't come here ready-made. Like Mike Elko at A&M, he already had he already had a couple years under his belt at Duke to see what he liked and what he didn't like and what he did well and what he didn't do well.
Successful years.
Right.
So let me ask you one thing. What would, for Lebby to keep progressing, obviously that would mean moving off a coordinator.
Yeah, he'll move off of.
Okay, so what is the flip side of that? What shows you? What is something that shows
it's
you?
It's easy. I've said this. It's easy to fire people.
Right.
My question is, who are you going to hire?
Right.
So he needs to go out and get a proven veteran DC that can help him make. Look, they can get back to 70th in the country in defensive scoring efficiency.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
Year, yeah.
Okay. There's athletes all over the Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia area. Don't let anybody tell you different. They are. But you also need someone to help you develop as a head coach too.
Oh, yeah.
So not only do you need someone to run that division, which is a massive division in your football program, you also need someone to help you develop as a head coach. And that should be the focus. And they should already be looking. Mm-hmm. And that should be the focus the next about 5 weeks. And you should have someone ready on about the Monday or Tuesday after the Golden Egg game.
Is there a bow-bound short list?
No.
Okay.
But, you may want to look at the guy at SMU. Just because of the way SMU plays offense. We are the Out of Bounds Show, brought to you by the Blue Plates at Martin's in Livingston. See you tomorrow.